Good evening and welcome to the Anti-Stall Racing GT3 Race 8 from Road Atlanta. I am James Parford tonight and I'll be guiding you through all the action with Wesley Wickens in the booth alongside me. We will bring Wes in shortly and have a chat to him. But here we are at Road Atlanta. Full course, 4.6 kilometers an hour, 24 degrees centigrade temperature at the moment, and an altitude of 291 meters above sea level. So there we go. Last week out, guys, it was round 7 in Spa. So in qualifying, we had Giampolo Cristini taking pole, Oyston Herford taking second, and Leon Erger taking third. Now the question is, did they finish like that? No, they didn't. Giampolo Cristini took the win. Leon Erger jumped Oyston and took second place. And Oyston unfortunately finished down in third. And there was lost a position on his grid start. But he's got the opportunity here in round 8 to resurrect that problem. Now, Road Atlanta itself, guys, we know is 12 corners, one track name, which is the S's after the start finish straight. So you go round turn 1, up through 2 and 3, and then drop down into the S's of 4, 5. And that leads you all the way down to the double right-hander of 6 and 7, long straight of 8 and 9, not really a double corner, but they have numbered it 8 and 9 anyway. Then we go into the chicane of 10A, 10B, and then round under the bridge of 11, down through 12, and that takes us across the start finish straight. I'll tell you what we'll do is right at that moment, we need to bring Wes into the booth and have a good old chat with Wes. Wes, how are you, young sir?
Hello, I'm very good, you?
I'm not too bad, mate. As I say, enjoying the heat today. I've got to be honest. It's not overly hot like it has been. So it's been nice and comfortable, I think would be the word. Yes, yeah. Comfortable. Could have been a lot worse, mate, couldn't it? We could be sitting here in 40-degree heat again, absolutely sweating out, and that wouldn't be good for anyone.
No, but it's hot enough for me to have a fan on. Give it a cool down. As always, I'll probably get an ice cream later. It's always, the sales must be through the roof for everybody in the ice cream business at the moment.
Oh, well, yeah, I went to, do you know the annoying thing, right? I went into a fast food chain beginning with M, let's just say, yes. And I went into the drive-through and no signs on the machines or anything. And then I go to order my 5 McFlurries, because me, the missus and the 3 kids all want fancied a McFlurry, and we get told that the machine is broken. A little bit annoying, because then I had to go and sit in the drive-through queue behind about 4 cars before I could get out the other side when I haven't actually bought anything. So, you know, fast food chain beginning with M, please stick a sign up that says we have got no McFlurries or anything like that. That would be gratefully helpful for me. So we ended up in a co-op garage and picked up some funky unicorn coloured cornettos. So there you go. Oh,
big one for Barry.
Yeah, Barry Bolters there taking an absolute diver off on turn 1 as we head up the hill. So yeah, I think tonight, mate, this is going to be the main problem. I think where David Ferraro is at the top of the hill, of 2 and 3, I think it's going to cause the main problems.
Yeah, the last season when we came here, it was dark as well last season, with the night race. And the race got basically ended when our second place car came out of the pits and drove into the side of a back marker going around during the pit stop phases, going up to the top of the hill in turn 2. So it has caused some drama last season, so I do expect to be a few issues, maybe not so much this season as it's light and it's not dark, so they that's gone out the window. But still, that turn 2 can be a bottleneck situation.
Absolutely, because the pit entry is on the last corner. So the pit entry is on turn 11. As they go up under the bridge, they've got to hug the right-hand side curb and go into the pit lane. The problem is the exit comes right up on the line for after turn 1 and comes out on the line for 2. So they've got to be careful on the pit entry and exit. Now, if I remember last year, Wes, race control did say be really, really careful going in and coming out, and please notify if you're close to the driver by using pitting in button or, you know, anything, the resources that they've been given to them. Do we know if race control have said the same thing again today?
I think they have. There's of course no crossing the white line. There is a file somewhere about exactly what was said in the driver's briefing, but they will have to sit in the pits and go and listen. So they've all been told to be careful about putting in and putting out as usual, as well as dropping tyres on the grass as well. Big thing.
Yes, well, that tyre dipping, I think they called it. You know, me and you both did the Spa 24-hour, or obviously, you know, we were there working hard together. Didn't really see it in the split that we were covering for the team that we were doing, but there was only one, wasn't there? I think I remember correctly, there was only one person tyre dipping in the whole split. The worrying thing is this was going on in top split, broadcasted top split, and you know, what's your thoughts on it? Yes, it's an exploit, right? Yes, if they're sitting back, you know, I think I read on Twitter that somebody tried to justify it saying, well, if everybody else is doing it, I'm going to lose half a second a lap, so why shouldn't I do it?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Yeah, if I saw everybody else doing it, and it was working, then you'd have to copy. But as soon as you see the first person get suspended, then you stop and you just wait and see how many others in front of you get suspended. Really, then it's playing that game. But I would never have tried it ever in my life, so I would never have been smart enough to think about it or do it. So yeah, I wouldn't have done it unless I noticed somebody else doing it. But even then, I would have been very skeptical to start driving on the grass down a straight on purpose. First thing that comes to my mind.
No, to be honest, we were talking about it over the Spa 24-hour. You know, I think we both sat there and basically turned around and said, how does anybody even come up with this exploit?
Yeah, how?
You know, who thought, I know I'm going to drive on the grass one day, and next thing you know, it lowers my tyre temperatures and it allows me to go for a long period of time. As we see Ryan Martin just pop it on pole on a one. Oh, no, he's not. David Favaro, Hacken Gredstad. As all coming in, the times that are flying in now, guys, as well. So we keep you posted on that one. How do they come up with this, Wes? How do, you know, it's just a bizarre thing to go and find out. I would never have thought about it.
Yeah, I would never have tried it, never thought about it, but it's an exploit that obviously wouldn't work in the world, so clearly there'd be a few tweaks. When something like that gets exposed, then it's the job of iRacing to be like, okay, things need to clearly be changed for that to be a possibility to be even able to do it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. iRacing have got to kind of jump all over this and say, right, you know, we can't have that. It was, to be honest, I think at the end of the day, it would have been perceived as something completely embarrassing for top split drivers to be running on the grass using an exploit. And I ended up in a conversation with somebody, as I say, on Twitter about it. And you know, we both respectfully agreed to disagree that even though the exploit was there, no, you should have been using it. If your top split, your driving ability would have shone through anyway. That was my underlying argument to him. You know what I mean? Was, you know, don't go cheating, because that's practically what it is.
Oh yeah, it's cheating. It's definitely, people will argue that it's like doing what they do in Formula 1 where they find a loophole in the rules. Yep, yes, but no. But then it comes down to like, the situation there is, how do you see that with people find loopholes in the rules? Are they cheating? Have they been smart? It depends on your view whether there's someone cheated or whether they were outsmarted the rules. Realistically, at the end of the day, you can see that you outsmarted the rules, but online on a sim, something like this, you've just basically found a cheat, like cutting a corner, but it didn't tell you corner cut. You're still cutting a corner. You know, it all depends on people's personal preference, but yeah, it was good what iRacing did by suspending the accounts, and they now need to follow that up with a solution to that issue. I assume if it's, is it because the straight was so long, that's why it was possible? Like, I'm not sure exactly the details on.
I don't know if you could do it here.
Straight. That's what I was wondering. Surely, is the straight here long enough? Like, I don't know how long you had to. They were doing it every lap, so I don't know how much it cooled your tyres, but it would have made a big difference, because we saw on, as you said, the car we were following, the front left tyre was being destroyed around that circuit, so it would have been very helpful. I guess maybe it won't be too helpful here. Like today, would be no point doing it. The race isn't long enough, but in the 24 hours, definitely made a big difference.
Yeah, well, you think of half a second a lap. Right, we're going round in 1:16s. Leon Erger just popped it on pole for a 1:16.28. So, you know, we're looking at about give or take around about, what, an hour is 60 minutes, 116 a lap, a good 40 plus laps maybe, if I'm not mistaken. You know, the chance of 2 pit stop in, maybe some can take it to 1, but it's going to be a bit of a challenge. You know, that half a second a lap over that period of lap time could make a difference here, though, because they have got that long straight from 8 and 9 that if they wanted to, they can swap both sides, because they can use the exit of 7, go up on the left, go across on the entry to 9, which is just dropping down into the hill, and they could do it there. But, you know, as we know, race control have jumped all over them and said, look, do that, you're out, done, finished. You know what I mean? You know, we're not having that here. But every track seems to be a possibility that there's a straightaway that they could be using it on.
Slots just has a big moment in the background, losing the rear end going back up the hill. Porsche. Yeah, it's a possibility all round to do, but they shouldn't be doing it here. I don't think anyone did it last week. We had Spa and no one then, neither some fast drivers, so I assume some of them actually knew about it as well, so they won't be doing it. We'll be all good for today.
Hopefully we will be. Let us know in chat, guys, what you think of this whole tyre dipping exploit that's been found. Somehow me and Wes can't quite work out how you would find that, and there's somebody in the left-hand side wall as we're on board with Grebstad there. I just heard, was it Oyston Hereford?
He clearly thought that his lap wasn't good enough and decided that the chicane he wasn't going to attempt.
Hacking there, grabbing a little bit of grass. Well, let's hope that's the only episode that we see of that one as we go on board with David Contos, who I believe, Wes, is currently leading the championship standings.
He is. We'll just get them up for you right now, just so we can go through them qualifying. Well, a few people going in hard again, as David will be up there, I assume.
I hope so, yes. So there we go. David Contos is currently in first place on 276 points. Andre Wolf in second. He's in the Audi on 275. Luigi Nespolino, 275 as well. Luigi in the only Lambo entry this week. Oyston there, as we talked about, is on 271. Ryan Martin, 255. Leon Erger, 255. Hakan Gridstad is on 244. Adam Hedgecock, 213. James Ellis, 198 as well. Rick Jansen on 184. William Reiner on 179. Tom Gambino, 164. Ivan van der Linden, 164. Barry Boltus, 144. Eli Sasak on 142. Goetz Gisecki on 125. Gianpaolo Filippo is on 120. Davide Favaro on 104. Charles Henriksen on 100. He's tied with Martin Brandon, and that rounds out your top 20 so far. So there we go. The drivers have got it all to play for. Ready to go for the rest of this season. Season 2. Don't forget, guys, as well, next week we are at another road, but we're at Road America. And then we round out on the 12th of August at Watkins Glen circuit. So that should be an interesting one there. I can't wait for Watkins Glen. I do love a good Watkins Glen, and it does include the bus stop chicane. So these guys are going to have to try and be very, very careful round there. A couple of good races, Wes, coming up for the rest of the season. You know, Road Atlanta and Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
Oh, Road America, sorry, and Watkins Glen.
Good GT3 tracks, I believe. Good American tracks as well. Don't say that often, but they're the good ones of the range of the American circuits today. Also, a thing to note in qualifying here is how close that top 5 is. The leading the championship could change here in qualifying, because the top 5 get points in quali, so 5 for pole, 4 for second, 3 for third, 4th and 1 for 5th. As Leon just goes even quicker, and so does Oyston, but it stays same at the first and second at the moment. But at the moment, I think Leon or Oyston might be taking the lead away from David.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah, he's currently in 6th. He's on the pit exit, so he's gone in, got some new boots, and he's come back out again. So we've got a couple of flights around America, Wes. This would be interesting to see, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? Jumping on the ASR private jet.
Yeah, it's a good way of saving fuel as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just in the American airwaves instead of going back over. Where were we last time? We went
It
actually,
was
to be fair,
Belgium.
we went Hungaroring to Daytona to Long Beach, then over back to Spa, and then we've come back to America. So we have wasted a little bit of fuel going over to Spa and back, I must admit. But other than that, very friendly.
And with the price of fuel currently going up and up and up and up and up and up and up, as is the cost of living and everything else here in the UK. So that's just absolutely wonderful. But ASR saving money, sending us on their own little private jet around the Americas here tonight. So there you go. Much something to look forward to. As I say, if you are here in YouTube chat, don't forget to hit the subscribe, turn on the bells, and give the video a big old thumbs up tonight, because you're in for an absolute treat of a race. So there you go. Make sure you stay tuned for that one. We've got literally about, quick maths, James, about 13 minutes of quali remaining. And as you can see on the left-hand side, Leon Erger currently leads the way from Oyston Herford in second. Luigi Nespolino in third. Davide Ferrara, oh no, Ferraro's just gone third. Nespolino fourth. Grebstadt in fifth. Contas, championship leader, is currently in sixth. Ryan Martin in seventh. Max Voss 8. Hedgecock 9. And Gisecki down in 10th. Now, Wes, what do we reckon on a one-stop? Do we think viable or not viable here tonight?
What they said last week. I asked a few of them last week what they were thinking about. They said it was no chance in Spa, but they didn't know yet about Rolanta. They were going to find out after some practice. And who was it now? One of them, I feel like it was maybe Oyston, said that he would prefer it to be a two-stop race, because then people push harder rather than sit and wait. He wants a 2. But he's open to a 1 if that's what the times say, he'd do it. So we could see. We'll find out very soon. We'll find out in the first pit stop, I reckon, if it's a 1 stop or not. But if there's any chance of it being 1, they will go for it. And I know Andre Wolf here will do a 1 if it's possible to 6. He will definitely buy it. He's the one that always goes for it immediately. Right there and straight off. Probably find the wall. Yes, he'll find that wall.
Yes.
That's a hard wall, that one as well. That's gonna little bit of chaos later, I reckon. But yeah, so they said it was impossible in Spa. Looking at the circuit here, 1 long straight. Yeah, I think it's possible to do 2. We've seen 2s. We saw 1s at Bathurst. We saw 1s at Red Bull Ring. We saw 1s at Monza. Yeah, Hungaroring, I think we saw 1s as well. Everywhere but Spa and Long Beach, I think. No, Long Beach. Even Long Beach, I think we did see a few, didn't we, at the front?
I think so, yeah.
So, yeah, if you want to be faster and you want to be at the front, I assume 1 stop for the top 5 will be their aim.
Well, there we go. Let's see how it pans out tonight, guys, because I tell you what, you're in for an absolutely cracking race. Now, this is one of my favourite circuits, got to be honest. I think because of the fast flowing sections, and then I get out into a nice long straight, which allows me to try and overtake somebody who doesn't want to be overtaken, and 9 out of 10 times I end up in the gravel trap at the end of the straight. But look, you know, these drivers are a little bit better than I am, so hopefully that won't happen this evening. And, you know, they're a little bit higher up on the I rating, I think, to be fair. I am above some, so there you go. But let's hope it doesn't happen and people are cooperative. So, yeah, I'm sure these guys will be absolutely amazing. If you see their I ratings on the right-hand side of your screen, Thomas Notto is all the way down at 700 IR on an A license. So that's quite impressive. And 1,600 on a B, I think, at the moment.
Well, see how the spread of the field there. B.
Yeah, we've got A, B, C. We've got 3 letters of the alphabet. You know what I mean?
And the rating is just the speed rating different. Well, quite massive there.
Come on in, Wes. What's the quick maths between 703 and 5,004? Oh, 5,182. Luigi Nespolino is the highest one. Quick maths, Wes.
So it's
hold on, James. Waffle for a minute while I get out my calculator.
4,479.
Oh, there you go. 4,479 spread across the I ratings tonight as well. But it doesn't take nothing away from Thomas Notto whatsoever. Thomas is entitled to be here. He's got his entry in, he's got his feet done, and he's racing as well.
Oh,
And
what did I
to be
say
honest,
it was? So 4,479,
yeah,
and
how close was
the
you?
time difference is 4 seconds, 0.7.
Oh, okay.
That's how much time is in that I rating, apparently.
All right, okay, keep going, Wes, keep going. Wes there doing the quick maths as we've got about 9 minutes remaining. I love it when you put your co-commentator on the spot and who's there going, this many. So there you go. But Luigi Nespolino here in the only Lambo. We've got 1 Lambo, 1 Audi, a few 5 BMWs, 4 Ferraris, 2 Porsches, I believe, and then we're looking at 6 Mercedes. So be aware tonight we've got 6 Mercs in the field. Merc is my favourite car. I've got to be honest, Wes, at the moment. Not that, to be honest, I've been on the track much. But I jumped in the Merc. I bought it at the beginning of the season. I was like, right, this is going to be my car. And I find that the Merc is properly suited to my driving style. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I'm only 1,600 IR with, so, you know, give or take, I'm not the fastest man on the track. But I do give it a good old boot, and it seems to respond as well, because I'm quite right-footed heavy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I haven't driven the new Merc yet. I like the old one, so I assume that I'd like the new one. No way, it's a nice. The old one was a nice controlled car. You can be like with it. I hope the new one's like that. But yeah, the split. The last season we saw 0 Mercs. Now we see a lot more. Most used car. Last season, most used car before that was the Porsche, and then you had like the Ferraris and the Lambos really. And now it's completely changed again. It's Merc first really. PG should go a little quicker, but stays 4th. But yeah, now the Mercs are taken over. I don't know what next season would bring. Maybe it'll be different again. It's a good field spread though. Good different maker cars. It's nice to see cars we have. We know Ford, and that it isn't it? No Ford.
To be honest, I don't think I've seen a Ford all season.
We saw 3 last season, but they were on odd appearances.
Yeah, I think it was Austin William Campbell was in the Ford, and also Joel Amos, I believe, was also in the Ford as well. 2 people that I know from other series. So, yeah, I know they're normal Ford drivers. Unfortunately, they're not here. So, there you go.
Talk about that pit entry there. See how quick Andre came in. Didn't hit anything, but that pit entry looks a little feisty. You can get that wrong pretty quick if you find it. That's approach that quickly as he did there. So some time to be lost and won in the pit entry, I think, there.
I think so too. And the problem is when you come into the pitch, you're coming on a natural right-handed trajectory, and then when you get sort of down the pit lane, he goes left. Oh, Nick Brewer.
Yeah, we're going to see that a lot, aren't we?
No, yeah, I think turn 1 is going to cause some major problems tonight, guys, as we've got about 6 minutes remaining. Just see Nick Brower there go off. He's down in 17th place at the moment. So be aware of the turn 1, few laps in. Now,
here's some slipstreaming, possibly, going to be happening here from the 2.
Yeah, Ryan Martin, Adam Hedgecock looking at portraying some amazing team play, should we say, for Team Altitude Esports. So Ryan Martin there, the Scotsman.
They've got everybody behind them, actually. I'm looking at the track map. There's a bunch of cars behind them waiting to do their... Also, the top lot, Leon, Oyston, and a few others are all together as well. Let me just go find them. They're all... Got them here. They're all... David Contos is there. Oyston's there. Huckenen's there. They're all top... So, what we got? 1st, 2nd, 5th, and 7th are all together on the circuit as well. So there's a bit of interesting team play going on. Well, maybe not team play, but people are jockeying for position here in some slipstream.
Yeah, I think they probably would do, to be fair. I know the 2 guys at altitude that look like they're giving it a good old go. Hakan Gridstead is currently tucked up behind car number 222, which is Leon Herger.
Mistake, so he's had to back off. He went wide.
Oh, he's playing football with a cone now. There you go. He's done some quite skills. Here we go. Ryan Martin, car number 8. And Adam Hedgecock, car number 11. Sorry, Ryan Martin in in Ryan Martin in 8th, Adam Hedgecock in 11th. They are car number 86 and 13. Not too sure I want to be driving with the number 13 on my car though. I'm a bit superstitious about that. I don't know about you.
Well, I got my number.
What number's that?
51.
Why 51?
Back when my stepdad used to race, the only number on the circuit that I could be close to him and his friends was my imaginary number, and then it's become mine.
Oh, nice. See, I grew up playing football, well, solidly from about the age of 7. So I picked number 10. Number 10 was my number playing football, and it's continually been my number all the way through my sim racing journey. Even when I swapped back, because you know when you get to the upper echelons of your age at like 16, 17, you get a little bit old for a left midfield position. You know what I mean? You can't quite run up and down like you used to. So even when I swapped over to centre back, I still took number 10 with me, and I wouldn't give it up. No chance. It's like, nope, sorry, dude, you'll have to wear number 3 or whatever it is down in centre back. I don't know, but I was number 10 throughout my career, and still number 10 now. So let me know if there's any superstitions in chat, guys, as well. It's a bit quiet out there at the moment. So let me know if you've got any superstitions either about what numbers you use on your car. Do you request a number if you're in a league race? Let's see what happens. Obviously, it's a bit different with officials. They've randomly given to you based on iWriting. But, you know, in league, I do race. Oh, Nick is not getting that turn right. Hit the brakes a little bit earlier there, buddy. You got to get that beamer slowed down quickly. You want to brake just before, about now, where David Connors is. So just about now, start lifting and
it's where the grass then breaks up, maybe.
Just before that, you got that little exit road, haven't you? So I always used to use that little exit road as a lift, and then I'd start sort of trail braking in into turn 1. So basically, if you see here with Luigi, on the left-hand side, there's the exit road. Start lifting. There you go. And bring it in. You can't go much further than
well, we heard this throttle. He did not back out at all, did he? Not even a hint of back out. Wow.
Not even a movement there. That was Max Voss in the Porsche coming out of the pits. Luigi Nespolino was like, "Oh well, mate, you're there. I'm still going for it."
Didn't even flinch. Oh well, I've just started my lap, so wow.
Yeah, tough. If I hit you, that's your own fault. As we come into the last. Yeah, minute and a half of qualifying. Luigi Nespolino absolutely putting the scares up Max Voss there, I think. That would have scared me as well, I've got to be honest. There would have been, that would have been a moment of my driving evening so far with the ever looming Italian of Luigi Nespolino in the Italian Lamborghini hurtling up the hill at me and didn't even lift off. So there you go. I think this is going to bring some really exciting racing. I'm kind of hoping, though, Wes, that these guys go for 2. If they go for 2, they can just go at it hammer and tong. None of this lift, coast, lift. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. I'm not a commentator who could do lift, coast, lift, coast. I want to see full bore. We've got 19 cars on track, and I want to see 19 gladiators absolutely going for it. So give me a 2-stopper any day.
Yeah, maybe if it becomes like that all the time, then maybe they'll have to look at it for next season to try and stop being 1-stopper and force it to be a 2, maybe. But maybe don't force it, but try and make it so it's near impossible, or change it up somehow. Maybe add some sort of different strategy element somehow. But yeah, if it does become that, because the drivers were saying last week is they don't want it to be like that, but if they have to drive like that to be quicker, then they will to win. They will.
Then that leads us into the same. Oh, Ryan Martin now just coming to the end of quality and just deciding that the wall was a better place for that little Ferrari.
Probably do it better now.
Yeah, that probably talks us into, though, Wes. That talks us into that little exploit. If everybody's doing it, why aren't you? If everybody's taking 1 stop, why don't you? Do you know what I mean? It's a really tricky. There's like a line, and just hitting that line of, is it okay? Is it not? Is it 1 stop? Is it 2? I know I've got a 1 because I'm not going to win. So much involved with this season. I think last season we saw straight out 2s, didn't we? If I remember correctly, we didn't see any 1s at all.
We saw a few attempts. We did see a few attempts. Yeah. Andre Wolf did do it few times it works. It did work for him, and he gained in positions where he was doing it for like 4th and 5th places here. So, but this season it's just stepped up even further now for the wins as well. So that's why we're noticing it.
Maybe that might be the case. Maybe we just didn't pay that close. Not saying we didn't pay that close attention, but maybe we just didn't notice it as much last year.
We just didn't notice people that now because everybody's doing it for the wins. Before they were doing it, just they weren't doing it every race for the win. Now it's immediately the leader has to think about their fuel.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think so. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. I just want to see them go for it. I'm hoping they'll just go for it, and let's have a nice 2-stop sprint race of full gusto. That's what I would like to see. Maybe hopeful. You know what I mean, Wes? Hopeful.
Very hopeful.
Very, very hopeful indeed. So we're just waiting for the end of the results to come up here tonight. So yeah, stay tuned. If you've not grabbed your drinks or anything like that, get your drinks sorted out. Don't forget, give the video a big old thumbs up, hit the subscribe and turn on the bells for notifications because you're not going to want to miss this. We are going into a little warm-up session before we go into the race. So there you go. Here are the qualifying results. Leonaga will start us off on pole. Oyston Herford in second. Luigi Nespolino in third. Davide Favaro in fourth. Hakan Gredstad in fifth. Andre Wolf in sixth. David Kontos seventh. Ryan Martin 8th, Max Voss down in 9th place. Goetz Gizegi in 10th. My man Adam Hedgecock is all the way down in 11th. He's got a job to do from there. Lamar Wedder in 12th. Rick Jansen in 13th. Martin Brandon 14th. Barry Boltus 15th. Michael Berry down in 16th. Nick Brower 17th. And Thomas Notto rounds out our 18th place. Is there one more after that, or isn't that it?
I think there is James Ellis as well.
Yeah.
Did not set a time.
Oh, okay. James Ellis is rounding out 19th place. So that will be our grid, guys, as well as we're going into this brief little warm-up. I see the thing is with the warm-ups, Wes, this is where I think I differ. This is where I think this is why I'm only 1600. I don't take this opportunity to go out onto the track again. I sit back, get a drink, you know, chill out, you know, do all the things that I normally, you know, do to relax before I go back out on the grid. Are you a warm-up man? Do you take this opportunity to get out on track?
5 minutes. I'd probably go out and do a lap. You know what I mean? I couldn't just sit around doing nothing for 5 minutes. So if I was gonna go out, I'd probably go out and try and now I'd literally go do a lap, see how many fuel makes me do a lap. It would only be go out to find out information.
Whereas I would be making a cup of coffee. So 13 is my lucky number. I was born on the 13th too, so it seemed like a good idea to run it as my race number, says Mr. Adam Hedgecock. So that's fair enough from him. So well done, Adam. Thank you so much for sharing your superstition on why you run number 13. It's unlucky for some. Let's hope it's not unlucky for you this evening, young sir, because the last thing we want you to do from 11th is not move up any places. But Adam, if you are in chat, let us know what you think about a one-stop strategy. Is it possible here tonight? Or do we think it's going to be set 2-2? Set 2-2. No, say that when you're on a Friday night. But let us know what you think, Adam. Are we going to see a 1 or a 2-stop strategy from everybody? It was, you know, everybody at altitude here. So there you go. See what happens and see if we get a one-stop. I don't know, Wes. I just want to see flat-out racing. I think. You know what I mean? That's got to be the idea. So there you go. There is. Oh, championship standards have changed after quali. So Luigi Nespolino is leading us away. David Contos second. Andre Wolf first. Oyston Hefford in fourth. Leonaga fifth. Ryan Martin sixth. Hakan Gridstad seventh. Adam Edgecock down in 8th place. James Ellis 9th. And Rick Jansen rounds out our top 10 so far. This is after the quali points. Yeah. So there you go.
How close it is when qualifying. See what I mean by a little bit of qualifying points added in. Look how close everybody is. top five,
Yeah.
top four, sorry, what? 3 points between the top four. And then just a little bit further back is Leon in P5. Oh, man. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's just so close.
Absolutely, and only 2 rounds to go. It's never unlucky for me. I always finish on target. Wherever that target may be, Mr. Hitchcock, I'm sure you will be hit it. I think it was last time we talked, Adam, you said you were happy about going across the line in 8th, and then turned around and said you were on target. That's where you wanted to be. I think I clipped it in the end and described it as a complete load of waffle on the clip that I put up on Twitter as well. You know what I mean? So, you know, I can't ever see you being on target for 8th, Mr. Hedgecock. I think it's a bit more realistic that you're trying to go for the win. But you're in 11th tonight, mate. So you put in chat where your target is, and we'll see if you can hit or be on target. That way, you can prove that it just wasn't a lump of waffle that you were giving me 2 weeks ago, young sir.
So a few people are practicing. That's people are going out there doing laps. A few are doing the pet entry. It's smart. That's what's warm-ups for, I guess. Pet entries and things like that. It's a nice thing to, smart thing to do.
Yeah, I still think I would be sat back drinking a cup of coffee, mate, or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just me. Maybe that's just me altogether. I think that's the problem, you see, Rose. I'm competitive, but I'm not like that competitive. You know what I mean? And I think that's where I'd just be sat back chilling out before I go back out. But we are waiting for the cars to grid up, guys. We've got a full pace lap, which is lovely for us here in the booth.
One, have we?
I believe we have got a full pace lap. So we're going to be sat here for about the next, 2 minutes maybe by the time this race actually starts, guys. So, let us know in chat on how you are and how is everything going. Mr. Hedgecock's out on the grid, so he isn't going to reply to me anymore. So unfortunately for him. And here is the grid. Leon Erga in pole, Austin Hefford in second, Luigi Nespolino third, Davide Favaro fourth, Hakan Gredstad in fifth, Andre Wolf sixth, David Kontos seventh, Ryan Martin eighth, Max Voss ninth, Goetz Gisecki in 10th, Adam Hedgecock in 11th, Lemay Weeder in 12th. In 13th, we've got Rick Janssen. 14th, Martin Brandon. 15th, Barry Boltoff. 16th, Michael Berry. 17th, Nick Brower. Thomas Notto in 18th. And James Ellis down in 19th, who we believe did not set a time. The worrying thing there is, I believe, Mick Barry has jumped to the pits. Not Mick Barry, Michael Barry. Berry has jumped to the pits. So he's decided to sit back and chill out for the pace lap. I think that's, I don't know, we go back to your very first advice when you start sim racing down in rookies, and they say start from the pit lane because it's probably safer.
Drivers, car 19 is starting from the pit lane.
Okay.
So there will be no penalty post-race for car number 19.
Race director. And saying that, they said during the warm-up something about a new penalty update. He will get a post-race penalty. But Michael Berry has actually gone to the pitch, so then no longer has a race penalty.
Okay.
By starting from the pit lane, he's trying to take the penalty now rather than suffer at the... Why he's gone to the pits.
Well, there you go. There you go, guys. That's the information from race control. Michael Berry getting rid of his penalty at the beginning of the race rather than taking it at the end. So there you go. As we trundle off slowly round turn 7 with the Porsche car in front of us, not being very fast, not gonna lie. It's a very slow lap, isn't it? When you're sat here for a whole lap, you just want to get going. You got people jostling behind you, people brake dragging up the straight and to get the tyres, but that's real life. Don't forget that one, guys, as well. That you do that in real life. I'd sit and do it. I've got to be honest. I'd slowly drag my brakes along the start to get some heat into the brakes and tyres. And these guys are probably no different. So there we go, as he disappears behind the trees.
And of course, my way of warming up my tyres at the start is do an absolute wheel spin, absolute burnout. And then once you put it in, stop doing a burnout, you just pull the handbrake at the rear. Warm them all up.
Okay. So
we don't get a warm-up lap, we get 100 meters. So it's a wheel spin, pull the high handbrake, you're all good. You're ready to go.
in what car was that?
In a Mini.
Oh, nice.
So you just pull the handbrake after you do a big old wheel spin. There you go, all the tyres are warm.
Oh, well, there you go. That's Wes's philosophy anyway. There we go, guys. Now the pace car is in. We will bring up an overlay so you can see where everybody is very shortly. The lights are on. I think Erger's already bolted. He has. He's gone, and we are green here at Road Atlanta as we go racing round turn 1. Does everybody make it through at the moment? Brower past Notto. Favaro past Nespolino. Brower past Boltus as well. So Nick Brower making absolute moves there. James Ellis also passed Thomas Notto in the first few stages of this lap as we go racing down through the S's there in 5th place with Hacken Gredstad. As we go down, Leon Erger now opening up about 7/10 of a gap already. And he looks like he's going for it early. Where's a no early incidents? So there we go from these guys here in the GT3 League. As we see Ryan Martin send it up the inside of Andre Wolf and say, thank you very much. I'll have your 6th place and move up 2 positions from the start.
Yeah, looks clean, looks good everywhere else. 2 teammates to bleed here, Lambert and Rick passing each other further back, but good clean racing in the field. Pretty single file immediately, but it was good clean. Everyone kept it nice, tidy. A few movers in the field as well.
Yeah, as these guys start getting sorted out, we'll bring it up the gainers for you on the left-hand side very shortly. Of who has made up positions. A lot of people are still stationary, but there has been a few movers so far, with James Ellis moving up 2, Nick Brower up 2, Rick Janssen 1, Martin 1. You can see it there on the timing screen. On the left-hand side, Favaro is up 1 as well. Erger and Herfjord, are still in 1st and 2nd, respectively. David Kontos, he was your championship leader going into quali, and unfortunately did not get quali points, so he's not your championship leader anymore. As we race down through the S's on lap 2, Kontos in the Merc, chasing down Wolf in the only Audi in the field. Unfortunately for Kontos, he's got Max Voss pushed up right behind him at the moment. I can see Max here, whereas this has got to be along the straight of 8 and 9 as the move goes on, I think. But the problem is he's got Gisecki in the Merc racing up behind him as well.
Yeah, they've got to work out where you want to go immediately, don't you? You need to slot into a good position, but everyone's quite close here, so if you want to make a move, it's probably now, because this is the first couple of laps. No one will be thinking about fuel just yet, so make your passes while you can and while the field's quite close.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. They've got to go, I think, mate. They've got to go hell to leather in this first few stages, haven't they? First couple of laps. I think, to be honest, Wes, if they look at fuel saving this early on, they're going to lose positions like it's going down out of fashion. So they're not going to actually gain anything by fuel saving on lap 2.
Exactly. So you want to pick off some places before you start to settle in.
Absolutely. And as we see Voss here going up round turn 1, dropping in, becoming into the right-hander of 3. There we go, racing down through the S's, hugging that inside curb as much as we can. Battling up to the back of David Kontos, JD Sim Racing, no David from other series that he's done here that I've been a part of, and at the moment he's doing a stellar job keeping Max Voss behind, losing a little bit of time to Andre Wolf in front, but also at the same time keeping Max Voss at bay, so that's the most important thing. James Ellis looks like he's locked in a battle further down the field, down in 17th place. He's only there he is. Ellis in the Merc, chasing down Brower in the BMW. Brower made a couple of moves earlier on. He's up 1 place. So let's see how Ellis here can do, charging down in the Merc. On your screen currently, car number 44, James Ellis from England, chasing down Brower of, I think on the base of his flag there, I'll probably say he's from the Netherlands. Maybe he'll probably come back to...
Yeah.
He is? Oh, well, there you go. Here's Ellis going to look at sending it through. He's not, as we come into 10A, 10B. He's going to have to stay there again a while because I don't think he's close enough to getting down into turn 1. And it may be down further onto 7 and 8 and 9 before we can see Ellis making moves there. Rick Janssen is also locked in a battle. He's in it with Lamel Weeder. These 2 teammates here. Where would you go? So Wes, you're in your Mini and you're driving along. Michael Berry has been involved in a crash, unfortunately. He's jumped straight to the pits. Maybe we can have a quick look at the Michael Berry incident before we discuss the two team Racing Netherlands guys here.
Ryan Martin's also just off the track.
Right, here it is. Oh, that's up through 5, isn't it? Yep, 5. He's going to go into the wall. He is. Ah, Ryan Martin, you should know better than that. Turn 5, 3 laps in, and you're trying to 4 laps in, and you're trying to take it like that. That's never good. And unfortunately, he's now got to sit in the pits. So poor old Ryan Martin there. Sat in the pits. There is Michael Berry. Not quite sure what happened to Michael. He left the pit lane and then come back again. But then again, he did go off track at about 5:42.37. So maybe we can see if we can pick that one up and see what happened to him. He's had a bit of an excursion. Then he come back on an excursion again. And here it is. Here, Michael Berry goes round 2. Coming into 3.
Oh, it's already gone.
Oh. Oh, he held it, but he must have been further down then. Has he gone again? Because he's back on, so he's off, he's on. Coming down now. Oh, he's missed it, hasn't he? Yeah, unfortunately for Michael Berry. That's the wall. That is unfortunately a bit of a somewhat, I don't know how to say it, a bit of an error that probably we shouldn't be seeing 6 minutes in. I think you should be settled in, especially as he started from the pit lane. Okay, James Ellis still locked in with Nick Brower. Rick Hansen still locked in with his teammate as well. Luigi Nespolino, Favaro, and nothing more than about half a second back from each other. You can see the gaps on the left-hand side there, guys. If it's past half a second, they are yellow, and if it's orange, they're really close. So that's a warning to our man Wes in the back there, who's going to be picking them up when they're on orange. You see Ellis here looking at making a move on the inside of Bro. Going to have to go another lap, Wes. Not going to get before that.
Ryan, he's quite could get him turn 1 if he gets a good run on the exit fast corner here. A bit of a risky one, but overtake isn't a risk. Did he look for it? No. Wait.
No, it's too far back. And you've got to be brave on that turn 1. You've got to be brave, but you can't be silly.
Yeah.
You can't be taking turn 1 too wide if you don't have to, because you've got this long old straight coming up. Here, what Gredstead and Nespolino are going on to now. Plenty of opportunities, but Nespolino has got Favaro in front of him, his teammate, to pull him along as well. So at the end of the day, you know, Gredstead is... he's got to try and separate the teammates, hasn't he? He's got to try and sit that Porsche. Don't forget, he is only 1 of 2 here, with Voss driving the other one, as we've hit 6th gear, and then we get that really whistly 6th gear from the Porsche that kind of drives me a little bit crazy. I don't know about you, Wes, but that whistling noise of the Porsche at 6th is just completely unnecessary in my eyes.
I've never really driven the Porsche, so luckily haven't noticed it badly.
Oh, mate, you should hear it. It whistles as if you got hold of a cat around his neck, I'll tell you that much.
I think these two have just swapped there. I think that was a swap more
yep.
than a pass. We can actually double check it. I believe it literally is a swap. Did they swap on the exit here?
Yeah, 34 and 12, yeah. So Janssen moves over for Weeder there, and there you go. Now Weeder's on a mission to close down Mr. Hedgecock. He's got about a 2-second gap further up the road. I think this is going to be a 7 and 8 battle again. Can Grebstad stay close enough this time before he can make a move? He's a lot closer than he was the last time. And the gap is coming down. 3 attempts on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side. You can see it on the timing tower now. Is this going to be Gredstad's move? He's hoping Favaro pulls him along. I'll tell you that much. We keep him out of that barrier. We're down to 2 attempts now as well. Closing, dropping down a hill. We've just hit 1 attempt. Are we going to be looking at sending out the inside? No. We're going to go another lap. And the only reason we say another lap, guys, is unless they're close enough, as we said, braving out in turn 1, they're not going to make it round the rest of the lap. As we see Gesecki here at turn 7, running wide. Don't steer. Don't steer. Oh, okay, steer. Put it into the wall, unfortunately. Gesecki is pulled it back out. And is going again, trying to full lock that bus of a Merc.
I think you can find reverse there. There you go. Now
there we go. He's got to turn it more than that. He's going to go again. Oh.
Lost him at
Now
one
that's,
time.
yeah, and that's unfortunate. It's dropped him all the way down in 17th place. Gosecki's in 17th place. Gridstad is still up behind Nespolino. He's a lot closer this time. We're going in with just under 3 attempts already to watch that gap on the left-hand side. That battle for 5th and 4th closing down rapidly. Here comes the looming back end of that Lamborghini with horses galore. But the Porsche tucked up right behind the left-hand side. We're going too wide now, down into 10A. Who's going to be brave on the brakes? Nespolino or Gredstad? Oh, Gredstad got that job done early and got in front of Nespolino and managed to take the line back there, Wes. That didn't seem much of a fight there, or have I missed it?
Yeah, well, once he got alongside, I think that was it. That fight was done. I think Luigi was like, okay, you can have it. Wasn't going to fight him, so... It looks like they're doing very fast times here, so I wouldn't say they're fuel saving because the top lot seem like they're running away from the rest of the field. So I'd like to think that they're not fuel saving. Their times are good. What did we see in qualifying? What laps?
1:16s.
They're close to them, aren't they? They're in the high 16s, low 17s. So I wouldn't say that's. They're not. If they are fuel saving, they're doing it very slightly because down the straights they're not lifting off. I think Luigi maybe there slightly once he realised that Hakkinen was through. He wasn't going to fight it too much. But I'd say the top lot aren't. I wouldn't say they're fuel saving.
No, let's see how this one materialises, guys. Believe it or not, we've only been going just over 11 minutes. We've still got 49 remaining in this well, okay, so the advised 2 stops, 1 stop definitely. The advice is 2 stops, but whether or not we will see that, but we look in, we think, my man Wes in the back with all the stats. You should have heard him over the Spa 24 hour. He had more knowledge than an absolute dictionary, I'll tell you that much of everything that was going on. So fair play to him here as we see Weeder now has closed up the back of Hedgecock, already charged down 2 seconds. And on the good side of that is Paul Janssen along with him. So Janssen's only about 1.6 back from this battle. So let's see this one materialise there as it seems how it works out. Yeah, 48 minutes, Wes. Got a bit of a spread across the field. You know, Max Voss is probably, Adam Hedgecock, obviously, as you can see on screen. James Ellis is locked in a battle. Grevstad still in that battle, and Nespolino kind of settled down a little bit now. Is this where we're going to see...
oh, someone's spinning. I can hear it, but
where
I can't
are
see
they?
it. Oh, it's Andre Wolf.
That's Wolf. Oh, where is he? Where did he go? Oh, he's come off round through the S's. Is he been a bit greedy on the loud pedal? Oh, is it the curb? That's 5. It's got to be 5.
Oh, it's already gone.
Oh, he already lost it on the way in.
Doesn't hit anything, so that's good.
Oh,
that was close.
I tell you what, an on board with David Contos there would be absolutely incredible. Just to see. You can see he's gone round. Where's he? Oh.
Little lift, I think, maybe. Little thought about it, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. As you can see, Weeder here make the move past Hedgecock. Not much of a fight from Hedgecock either. Wolf is now being charged down by Martin Brandon. Current lap times, best lap time so far. Wolf in the 117s, Brandon in the 118s. So maybe Wolf should be able to pull away as judged by the lap times, of course. But now whether or not Hedgecock can stay with Weeder from the Team Racing Netherlands is going to be a different story here, because even though he's been taken from him, Wes, you kind of want to try and stay with Weeder, because clearly he's pulled out 2.6 seconds on you, and he's clearly quick, isn't he? He's not no slouch. You know, we're looking at 117 lap times across the board, 0.8 to Weeder, 0.9 to Hedgecock, so there's not a massive difference, but Weeder did pull out a 2.6 gap.
Try and tag along here. Yeah, you just watch them close up past you, and you know, you want to follow the car that's quick, see what he's doing. His teammates caught up as well, so sure what's going on there for the Beamers. But they're doing well at the moment, and there's been a Hancock swapped round for some weird reason, even though he was already behind Davis. I'm not sure why exactly that, but yeah, if you're Hedgecock, you want to now follow the car who's just passed you, but he's obviously running his own race, and I'm sure he's on target.
He's nice video. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you very much. It's not too bad at all, you know, like I think we do a good job here at ASR, you know, you put on the world's best sim racing commentators. Hey, Wes, if nobody blows our trumpet, we might as well do it ourselves, you know what I mean? So let's give ourselves a little trumpet blow there. As we can see, Nespolino closing back up to Grinstead. I don't know. Why not, Wes? Might as well have a bit of a chuckle in an hour race.
Nick's not had a chuckle. He's gone off. Allowed James through. Finally. Oh, he's just missed his brakes. Just allowed James gone through. He's to be happy about that one, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. It's a freebie position, isn't it? That's what we call it in sim racing.
Oh no, I spoke too soon. James had a crash.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe he's not. He's just got through after all of that time, and then he's forgot where the circuit was. Oh no, that's a big one. James is out. That's big.
That's a new engine, unfortunately, for James Ellis.
Watch that again. Watch. He's just got past the car, so now he goes up the top of the hill. Where's the corner? Oh, it's there. On the. Oh, that's horrible. That's big.
Whoa. Engine repair as well, and as we both know, where's the engine repair time? Isn't just 2 minutes, is it?
It's basically his entire the rest of the race now, isn't it? So.
Yep.
Yeah, that's James. Just as he got past, James is out. So now we've lost 2 cars total from the race. Ryan Martin and James both now out. It's unfortunate for Ryan Martin. Both of those cars had been going through the order as well. James Ellis has made some passes. Ryan Martin had made a few passes as well. Both of them, sadly, though, finding the wall early in this race. And now, there's another car off.
Oh, Weeder's off. That's Weeder. He's off at the bottom of the S's.
Oh, it's completely broken on him, isn't it?
What has gone on with Weeder? He's back round again. We'll have another look at that and see what we can see with Weeder. Did he just lose it on the S's, dropping down? You can see him coming through 4. Takes it. Oh, he's lost it on the entry. Oh,
wow.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's broken. Look at that. That's crabbing massively. Oh, wow. There is no way. He's jumped the pits finally. No way he's getting that back. That was a huge incident.
If that was in IRL, that would be a red flag, stop, ambulance, making sure he's all checked out. Making sure if he's got a Fanatec well or anything with severe feedback, making sure he's got steel wrists after this one because he lost it on the entry. Oh.
Wow, it nearly went completely over, didn't it?
Look at the state of that. He's had to hold the wheel. It just goes round on its own. Jump to the pits, young sir, because you're not getting it back. And he has jumped straight into the pits. Oh, Weed, I'm so sorry, buddy. You were doing an absolute barnstorming job.
Well, that's
keeping ahead. Oh, no. Is that Brower and Gasecki?
Big crash. 3 cars now then out, really.
That would have been literally, mate, if that was in the, you know, with his wheel, depending on his feedback, that would have been a proper handbreaker, wouldn't it? Because he wouldn't, that feedback on that wheel just would have been going absolutely mental. So hopefully there, you know, Brower goes close. In long, it's like contact with seconds around. Okay, 180 degrees. Didn't quite go all the way around, but is now unfortunately dropping. Drop back from Brower, not drop down the order because he hasn't lost the position. However, Thomas Notto here in the B-map behind him is coming up. We've also got a Ferrari in that mix as well. That Ferrari currently, who are we looking at in the Ferrari? Is that?
That'd be Michael Berry, that one.
Michael Berry back out.
Also, James Ellis. They get one quick repair, and that's what Michael Ellis has taken. James Ellis has taken. There he is. He's now chasing back Michael Berry back down for P16. So he's back in the race. So I think P18 Lambert can get back in the race with the one quick repair they have. Obviously, we saw the engine blow up on James's, so we know that they've got that. And he's doing that as well. So he's back in the race. So they are back in it, just a bit off times. He actually, it was. The reason they took so long to get back out is because they were both took the pole, didn't they?
Yeah, well, Ellis didn't really have a
choice,
did he?
No.
He just wedged it in the wall, mate. In this wonderful iRacing world that we have, obviously, once you go into the wall, you're kind of stuck there. And there was no retrieval there from James Ellis in that Merc. So he, unfortunately, is in the wall. And as we see Gasecki coming in now a little bit earlier on,
Some damage, I reckon. There you go. The damage gets fixed. And he's going to come straight back out, or is he actually going to take some?
Yeah, of course.
So he's forced it himself there to do what to do now. That damage.
Yeah, definitely on that one. He's going to get that repaired. Fast repair. I would put fuel in.
Well, he would have put enough. I think. Well, how long was he in? 17. Yeah, he would have put a decent amount.
Yeah, I would have put some fuel in and gone, to be honest. If you're going to run a 2, you might as well full commit to it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know where we would be in the Formula 1 plan, or whether it's plan A, B, or C, or D, or E at the moment.
It changed quite a few times now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely on that one.
Martin's in as well. That's quite early for it. Well.
Yeah, he hasn't had any problems.
No, he hasn't.
Brandon.
So that's straight up 2-stop strategy there for Brandon. I guess, yeah, this is where the 2 stops should start happening. If you're doing a 1, we wait until the 30-minute mark. If you're doing a 2, it's basically from now until about 27 minutes. So 7 minutes is the 2 stop. Okay.
Yeah, so Erger's dropped off in his lap times on a 1:17.03. So he's back out in the 1:17s. Everybody up until David P7 are all 1:17s. Then Max Voss had 1:20, but I believe Max Voss did go off track.
Yes,
so he's obviously taking a little bit of an excursion. As we see Janssen closing down Hedgecock here. 21 minutes in. Can Hedgecock keep, Janssen at bay? He did it originally when Weeder got through, but whether or not he's going to be able to hold it is a different story here. Hedgecock, as always, wherever he is, he's on target. That's all we need to remember. So, yeah, Hedgecock is there constantly on target in that Ferrari. He's giving it a good old welly, but look at the Beamer. The Beamer eats curbs for breakfast, and there was definitely not one there at turn 3 as he's coming down into turn 5. It's going to be the run now where we're going to see the Beamer make the most of these curbs. Look at that. Nothing but a Pop-Tart in a toaster there for Rick Janssen, I'll tell you that much. And he ate it with full gusto. No knife and fork loaded. That BMW can eat the curbs. Ferraris, not so much there, Wes.
No, these are the 2 cars that I drive, the Beamer and the Ferrari. I enjoy the Ferrari a lot, but Beamer's one that you want if you want good on the brakes and just to be able to attack the curbs. Works quite well. And B3's now in the pits as well, so he's going for a 2. Thomas Nutto's in as well, so and Andre Wolf in the background tapping one of the cars to join in. This side by side.
Yeah, the 2 wide in. Hedgecock there keeps the inside line. Doesn't lose much of an exit speed. Janssen, however, loses a little bit. Oh, Janssen diverts in. He's on a 2. Janssen's on a definite 2. We said 2 stops about now. 1 stop out about the half an hour mark. Erger saying that. I don't think Erger's going to be long though, mate, because he's just putting another 1:16.8. 1:16.86 last lap time. So it's going to be interesting to see here whether or not Erger has got his fuel to go a little bit longer. He's consistently 1:16.9s, 1:17s. So can Erger keep this Merc out for long enough to make it a 1 stop, or is this going to be a 2? What do we reckon?
We're going to run out of sunshine in a second, so we'll finish this one in a dark green shading. He's going in. Yes.
In 2. He's got to take it all the way down. He's got the left-hander, and then he's got to hit the brakes.
Oyston's in.
Yep. Oyston's in behind him. Greg Tats, Nespolino, Contos.
2s all around then.
Pontos is not here, but then again, it was a little bit further back, so we'll have to see where Contos goes. Boltus in, Browers is in, Contos is in. There's another Porsche, Voss coming in behind him as well. What has Hedgecock got in the bag, though, maybe? Oh, he's in as well.
Oh, Wolf's is not the only one, which is the one that I would expect not to pit, to be honest with you. He obviously did spin earlier, but he's the one that I would have thought if anyone was going to try it would be doing it. But I think maybe he's not. I think maybe he's just going to go a few laps extra. Seems I thought by the pace they were running at that it was definitely going to be a 1 stop of today. They were just all running at too quick pace for it not to be.
David back out there.
David passed. Oh, David got Oyston.
Yeah, David got Oyston there. But then again, Bavaro did take a 4-second stop quicker on his pit stop than Oyston. So he's taken 4 seconds of less fuel, which means
Luigi
Bavaro's,
as well.
So Favaro's going to have to be in a lot earlier. So is Nespolino.
That's a team tactic there, isn't it? And so the two Leo Racing team cars both taking less fuel on their first pit stop. So that's... they're going for a short middle stint then, are they? Maybe? Because that means they're going to be pitting around... Yeah, because if you go from here, they will pit around the 48-minute mark and try and make the third stint a little longer. Normally it pits around like 10 to go and it's a 10-minute sprint, but they're obviously going to go for a quick stint now and upper Leighton maybe.
Maybe. Let's keep an eye on Favaro and Nespolino, both guys from the Leo Racing team here on track at Road Atlanta. We go again into 25 minutes gone, 35 minutes remaining. Lap 20 we are currently on as well at the moment. Nespolino, Brouwer's got to get out the way. There's not the...
Traffic you didn't want.
Not there. Not there. That is such a bad place to catch that. Whether or not Brouwer could have lifted off the straight, we'll never know. But Nespolino, Favaro, and Höyfoyd, catching him there is just horrendous. Brouwer did the right thing in the end by jumping out the way, but I don't know. Blue flags
the lights as well. You know, he tried. As soon as he got flashed, he was like, "Oh, I'm getting out of the way." But yeah, that's cost time for these guys.
Blue flags is a contentious topic with me. I don't.
Andre's in, so he went another 2 laps less, or 2 laps more than everybody else. So that would be interesting to his fuel strategy. See where he is. He's not exactly up with the rest of them because of his spin, but again, it'll be interesting with the fuel.
Yeah, he's going to lose positions here and see how he gets on. He's got about 34 minutes. He's going to have to fuel up that Audi as far as he can get it. Dropping down the order, still in the pit lane, 5th at the moment. 6th now for Wolf. Saying that Contos ain't going to get him if he's 35 seconds back. I don't believe Contos is going
to... Wolf was in that battle with Rick and...
Janssen.
Yeah, so he should come back out there unless somehow he's managed to... Well, we'll see what he does with the fuel, actually. It could be interesting here. He's already on the pit exit, so he has been caught.
Oh, yes, Contos and Vos.
But has Rick Janssen got in? That is the question. Oh, yes, just about, I'd say. Maybe not.
There he goes. Coming out, pit exit, Wolf, Janssen. Hedgecock. Janssen jumped Hedgecock as well. So Janssen there taking a second slower stop than Hedgecock and has managed to jump Hedgecock. But can he get Wolf? What do we think now, though? Because Wolf's got 33 minutes.
They put a lot of fuel in, too.
Yeah, he's not going to want to splash and dash at the end, is he?
No, but I guess that's what he's going to have to do because he's at the way when he's at the pit there. There's maybe the... If he hadn't spun, then I would have said he could have been trying for a really, like, one stopper where he's having to save fuel. But now, because he spun, he wants to get further up the order. He's going to have to go for a 2 and just have to go flat out here on his second stint. That's going to be the plan.
Do you think he can jump on a 1?
I don't, looking at the pit sometimes, they're not losing loads, are they, here? So I don't reckon... And it's easy to pass, so 1 probably might not be the best way to go about it, looking at how everybody else has gone out. So he's definitely going to have to do a little, maybe a stop with about 8 minutes to go and just put enough fuel into the end.
Okay. So stay tuned, guys. We're going into the last 30 minutes now here. Höyfoyd,
I feel like David got out of his way.
He's got, yeah, he seemed a little bit bizarre there. He pulled him, got out of his way and pulled him along. Voss has been off track.
Had a crash apparently. We'll go to that in a second. I'm just intrigued to see if what's going on here, if it's a team thing or what, because now Luigi's getting involved. They're all sort of towing each other along. Very close. Does David want to go back through maybe, or what is this? Because they're both fueled less than everybody around them. So unless they are going for a strategy where instead of going fast, they're trying to save a little extra in this one, which would be intriguing. But he's happy to let Oyston through there, I think. We'll go to Max's crash now.
Yeah, here is Max Voss, turn 1. Gonna call it now. He's gonna run wide, turn 1 into the grass and manages to hold it.
Oh, wow, maybe not.
Oh, okay. Maybe not. But he did only slightly tap the wall, albeit not in the best place at the top of the hill of turn 1 there, as other cars will come zooming through As we can see there, Hedgecock, Janssen and Wolf went through. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Favaro and Espelino are up to, because...
I'm just going to double check it then. Does Oyston get let through here?
Oh, he's
off.
wide!
Wow, maybe not then.
Favaro went wide in the Beamer, and that allowed Hertford to get through. So it definitely wasn't a let pass.
No, that was a mistake then, so that's not gone according to the plan at all then. Okay, interesting. That's gone against the strategy call. They need to get back by quickly.
Yeah, but they are only, to be fair, they're only 3 seconds from Erger, and Erger's sat. We can see him every now and then in the picture ahead of Herfjord there. So it's going to be Bavaro's race really needs to now get on his way. For this fuel strategy to work, guys, Bavaro has got to pass Herfjord as soon as possible. He's made a mistake. Herfjord's gone through. They're on different strategies. Herfjord's about 4 seconds heavier in fuel than Favaro and Nespolino. So these guys have got to get an absolute wiggle on to get this strategy working for them as they go coming into the last 13 minutes now. Favaro has got to make this move. He's not been able to do it into 6 and 7. I think this is going to be a run down 8 and 9. Down into the chicane. He's a little bit slow on the exit there. He needs to get up a little bit more. He's out about half a second. I don't think that's going to be enough. I don't think he's going to have that closing speed in that Beamer to get Herfjord at the bottom into 10. There is Erger. Erger's coming up to back markers. I believe that might be Gesecki back markers, the next person to be lapped. So I believe Gesecki there is in 13th and will be next on the list for our leader, Mr. Erger.
Max had another crash. That's Max's time is done. He's gone to the pits as well. Let's have a...
Oh, stay with it because Favaro's tucked up right behind him at the moment. Nespolino's right as well. Is he going to make the move into 1? We said you got to be brave. He didn't make it now. Can he get Herfjord going up through the S's? Again, you've got to be a brave man to want to run that too wide, I'll tell you that much, because that is not the most sensible place to try and make a too wide pass. These guys go racing down the S's there. Car number 37, Herfjord in the Merc. Followed by Favaro, car number 24 in the Beamer from Leo Racing. Short-fueled on his first pit stop, wants to make his second strategy work. And at the moment, it's only going to work if he can clear Herfjord before... Needs to clear him really now, Wes, doesn't he? There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, 'cause at some point he's going to have to start to think about, as he's under-fueled compared to the rest, he's going to have to try and start saving it to match back up to them. At some point the crossover is going to happen. So now is the best time to get the wiggle on and try and catch the leader, which is pulling away at this point.
Yeah, Erger's out of 3 seconds. He's gone past Gesecki. Gesecki's just about to get swamped from second, third and fourth here. We're going to have to see how this plays out. Where will Gesecki get scored? Favaro, over the last 2 laps, has been so quick in sector 1 and 2. But that final sector, coming out of 6 and 7, he just can't keep up with Herfjord in the Merc to pull himself closer. He needs that free temps, but he can't stay there. He's flying through here. We've seen the BMW. It's like watching BMW and curbs is like watching my daughter eat Weetabix. It goes down within about a second and it's gone. Do you know what I mean? But he just can't keep up to him past 6 and 7.
Yeah, it's the straights, isn't it? Being a straights in the Beamer, that's always been its problem. The aero though on it, it's always going to be its problem. How big it is compared to the Merc.
Yeah, if he's not under 3 temps, he's not going to get him. 4 temps ain't enough. 4 temps is just not enough there. As we can see, Max Voss, this is what happened to Max again. We're going into turn 2. Left-hander bounces the curb. Turn 3, it takes too much. Manages to make it through. It must be further on down through. Oh, it loses the track again. Oh, Voss. Voss. It looked like he turned too early again. As these guys close up past, I believe that's the Beamer of, who is
Noto.
that? Is that Noto? The Beamer of Noto there, just been past it again. And here is that second, third and fourth back. You see the time, look at the time. It visually closes down to 2 temps. This is what Favaro needs going round 6. But he can't keep that gap to 2 tenths, though, Wes. It just pushes him back out to half a second. Don't get me wrong.
Now.
Giusepp's not going to help here in any shape or form, being caught in that very unfortunate place. So Favaro using as much of Giuseppe as he possibly can. Can he keep it? We've got 3 tenths. There goes the bird. Look, it's out already to 4 tenths. He can't get 6 correct because he's just not getting the time. He needs about 3.5 on that clock to be able to make this pass, and he's just not getting it. He gets 2 tenths up until 6, whereas can't. Between 6 and 7, he loses nearly 2 tenths of a second over Herfjord in front.
They've lost a second on that last lap to Leon, so the gap's building. These guys are going to have to start moving on.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's just got it again. Look,
He's got such a good run here, but he can't do anything.
No, he just can't keep it there. He's got it now. We've got 1 tenth now. We've got literally, this is what we need going round 6 here for Favaro. He's going into Herfjord here. Up through 1 we go. Coming into 2, take 2 different lines there. Herfjord brings the car out a little bit further to the right. Favaro tightens it up as we go on that run through the S's of 4. Again, a different line. Favaro a lot tighter, and he's lost a lot of time as well. 2 tenths as well. He's coming into the tricky of 5 now. Favaro can take a lot more and have a lot more stable BMW. He's out at 4 tenths already, and already we have a wonderful chat going on in YouTube currently that we probably do not need at all. So, you know, click on the link if you feel like it, guys, but stay with us here. Nobody really wants to see any of this. So, yeah, we'll get them removed. I'm sure Mod is working on it right now. 4 tenths back as these guys go racing down into the chicane, and again Favaro's not getting him. How is this hurting him, Wes? How is his second? His pit stop's gone out the window. His strategy's gone. We're on plan Z.
He's off. Surely he lets his teammate through. Yeah, we do. James Ellis is now pitted for a second time. Right, yeah, now it's Luigi's turn now, I think. He's pushed that hard that he's gone off. So, past the halfway mark, it reckons they get 47 laps out of this race. We're now on lap 29. So, they are past halfway mark and they're losing time to the leader. So, you've got to think about that. Because obviously it's done in time, but you can work out the laps. And once you work out the laps, you can work out the mileage you need. Yeah, he's still pushing really hard, isn't he? He's just lost a little bit of the rear again there. He does look like the faster car, but he can't. Not fast at the right parts of the circuit, so he can't do anything about it, and they are losing loads and loads of times now to the leader. They were right behind Leon in the first pit stops, now a 4.4 gap.
Now the problem is here, if Nespolino cannot close that gap to Herfjord, right, 0.7, Bavaro's got that free, but he needed it on the Herfjord in front, as we see a back marker of Barry Boltus here in the Ferrari. Just about to be overtaken there. Nice. Well done, Barry. Good lift, and they're on the straight to allow these guys to get through. Do we think, though, Favaro's quicker than Nespolino? Is that why Nespolino can't close the gap up? Because we're not closing as much as we thought. We're down to 6 tenths now, but can Nespolino close that gap?
They've got equal best lap time, basically. So actually, Luigi has a quicker, fastest lap than David. So, yeah, obviously the car behind does look quicker at the moment, but got to be consistent, haven't you? And that's why he's ahead now. So I would say team-wise, it's his turn for a couple of laps. But yeah, there's a cut-off point. Maybe, well, they've got to pit in a couple of 10-ish minutes. So yeah, maybe just wait. But if he wants to be, if he is quicker, he'll probably ask to be allowed back through. But for now, a couple of laps to Luigi, I think. Let David settle down a little bit.
This needs to be swapped, and I'm going to call it right now because he's out at a second to Herfjord already. The guys at Leo Racing Team are seeing their strategy go down the pan quite rapidly at this moment in time because they are going to be due into the pits within the next 10 minutes, guys, to get that second fuel stop. Don't forget they underfueled by 4 seconds and have not made it pay. Favaro's in. Favaro's in.
Well,
Yep, done
he's-
and dusted.
Once he's worked out that he's probably not going to get let back through, let's change it again then. Let's pit even earlier for the second time. Here we go into the end now then. And it
Yeah,
worked.
absolutely.
The undercut worked a minute ago when he did the first time round, so let's see how much now. Because now, this is going to be really interesting. Do you respond to him pitting if you're ahead of him? It's turned into a Formula 1 situation, hasn't it? The car behind you pitted. Do you respond? Normally, in this race, you'd just keep going, wouldn't you? No one ever really seems to realistically respond to others. They just run their own race and do their own strategy, because normally everybody's on the same one. Now, it's a different strategy. Do you respond to the other car?
Oh, I don't know. If I was sat in the car with Herfjord, knowing that Varo couldn't get past me, I probably wouldn't. We've just seen Gesicki there take Barry Bolters, so well done, Gesicki, as well. Don't forget, these guys are currently at a lap down as well and still having an absolute epic scrap, so well done to them as well. Do you know what, Wes? I wouldn't. If I was Herfjord, I wouldn't, because I know that Bavaro, he can't get past me. We've seen it. He just can't get past.
If he can't get past, but he can undercut you, nothing you can do about it, and then he passed you. Then you've got to pass him. Do you respond now and make sure that he can't pass you?
No, I just can't see the Favaro gap down to Nespolino. Herfoyd is about 36 seconds. All right, that's roughly, to the leader is 41. Herfoyd is about 36. I can't see Favaro as he clears. He's just gone past Rick Jansen there. Unless Favaro puts in 116s constantly for the next 3 or 4 laps, I can't even see Herfoyd even being remotely worried. I wouldn't worry about it. Favaro can't get past.
You're thinking, don't worry about it, just keep going.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would, because we've seen Favaro come out. We've seen Herfjord in front of him, and Favaro couldn't get past him. Nespolino can't get past him. The gap's down to 0.6. He's been out at one point at 0.9, and Herfjord just seems to be doing a stellar job in the Merc. I wouldn't. I don't know. Would you cover him off though, Wes?
Depends what times I think I can do. They're putting Luigi's in too. No, if I've got a strategy that I like, I'll probably stick to it. But yeah, no, don't think I'd cover him. No, I don't would.
No. However, Erger there just decided he ain't covering anybody. He just got whacked in a 116.53. So unless Favaro is going to be hitting 116s, honestly, we're going to see how he comes around now here to see what lap time he does. Currently, obviously, we know what he did last time out because it was his pit stop as well. So he did like a 149.09. So this is his first run out after the pit stops. We need quali laps from Favaro. Quali. He's got to do the quali laps. He jumps Contos in the pits. He didn't get Nespolino. They're back in order. Leo Racing are back in where they were before they went into the pit stop. Now, this is where team orders have got to make it. They've got to make a decision. Nespolino can't catch Herfjord. Didn't even make an indent. Favaro did, but make some silly mistakes. Favaro needs, in a polite way, and no offence to Luigi Nespolino here, so please don't come at me after the race, Luigi. You need to let him through, because otherwise Favaro is not going to be able to jump Herfjord either.
Yeah. They do need to do a swap here, I think.
Yep. And that's me calling it now. I don't have a crystal ball. I haven't got direct radio to the guys in the car. But if Leo Racing are going to make a move and going to make any gains on Oystein Herfjord, it's got to be done now. It's got to be. You can't let Nespolino run the front of this pack. It's just not going to work for their strategy throughout this race. So calling it now. Please, Nespolino, don't shoot me after. But I'm just saying, I think the swap needs to take place. But back up front, Erger's having an absolute storming time. He's about 5.8 seconds in front of us currently at the moment. Herfjord is about 8 seconds back. Grabstad is about 23. Wolf is 5. Nespolino, as you can see here with Favaro. Jansen he's in a bit of a no man's land, to be honest. He's kind of got 5 seconds in front and about 23 behind him. Hedgecock is a further 8 back from Contos as well. So you can see all the gap times on the left-hand side on the timing towel. That is your intervals to the people in front, okay? So to the people in front. That's not to the leader. The leader is a completely different setting for you to come up as we enter into the nightfall period of this race. What do you reckon, Wes? 15 minutes to go and they're still in state as order as they were.
I don't know if they can even catch the leader now. The times he's putting in, Leon's got it pretty controlled, hasn't he, if we think about it. But now I think maybe it's not team orders. Maybe the team orders are you can race. So now it's a race between them. They're on the same piece of tarmac. Luigi realistically is in the title fight compared to David. They don't think David can win the race. Just give the points to Luigi, no?
Yeah, I guess. It's like a Perez-Verstappen situation. Perez is still in the race, but, you know, I'm sure there's going to be team orders later on in the F1 throughout the rest of the season here. I don't think it... Can Favaro make a dent? He's got this race and 2 more. Can he make a dent on that championship? Enough to put himself in contention?
No, looking at how the championship, how close it is. David obviously has only done a few here in their races, so he's not in it. So Luigi's at the top. So championship-wise, focus probably more is on Luigi. So
okay, changes me story then. Partly because obviously, if Luigi's in more of a hope of winning the championship than Favaro should stay stationary. Fair play. We've only got 2 races to go. We've got this one and 2 more. So stay. If Favaro still wants to push for that win, though, or anywhere near the win, he needs to clear it. Maybe Favaro is sitting back saying, okay, well, I haven't done all the races, you know, as we see Martin Brand and Barry Boltus in the pits there. Maybe I haven't done all the races, so we'll give it to Nespolino in the background.
Yeah, you can feel like that's what I'd do, but I feel like he definitely thinks he's fast and he could have gone quicker, but the way the race has turned out, they probably didn't set out the plan to give him the position. Obviously, the way the race is now planned out, smart thing to do would be sit here how they are.
Mm.
If he was ahead of him, you know, he's ahead of him. Maybe don't tell him to let him through, but as he's behind him, just tell him not to pass. That's a very different situation, I feel. Telling someone not to pass compared to telling someone to slow down to let you go, quite different. Leon's in.
Yeah, Leon's in now as he's headed into the pits. If it's anything like the last race, the last pit stop, we're going to see them all coming in. No, Herford goes round again. Grabstad is in. There is Grabstad in the Porsche coming into the pit lane. Lights are blazing. Oh, there's a spinner.
Johnson just spun.
Yes, we heard it coming around turn 1. On the entry. On the entry to 1 and in the wall with your bonnet. Well, no bonnet. But Janssen.
Gonna see that a little bit more now. The temperature's falling on the circuit.
Yeah, Wolf's gone round as well. Wolf is literally in 3rd place. Grabstad just going down the order, but is obviously he still hasn't made his 2nd stop as of yet. They've not made a dent, these two, and Leo here. They're 4 seconds up the road to Wolf.
Yeah.
28 to Herfjord.
They're 7 now behind Leon, aren't they? They've actually lost 3 seconds since they pitted. Realistically.
Oh, but
That's out.
I bet you Favaro's kicking himself here.
The one that's crucial is Oyston coming in. That's the crucial one. How have they lost time to him?
Well, they were out at 28. Pit lane time says 41. They've not stopped. They're coming round down through 9 at the moment. I'm keeping track of them on the map. Okay, Herfjord stopped. Pit lane time about 14 seconds. Bavaro's taking it. Herfjord's still on. We've got about another 3 seconds of fuel to go. Is Favaro going to jump this? Is Favaro going to jump it? Herfjord's out. He's out. He's on his exit. Where is he? Herfjord's gone. Long gone.
Oh, how David's round. He's caught the curb. Oh, as he just started pushing, he's caught the curb and ended up in the wall. He's going to go to the pits as well. That's his race right at the end done. He's gonna be punching a few things surely. Italian swear words have been said. Hökkenen's had to go back in. Why is Hökkenen? Did he underfuel?
I tell you what, if he's underfueled, he's underfueled by quite a lot. He's only done like 1 or 2 laps.
Yeah, he just pitted last lap, so he's gone back round and come in. Why
Maybe
is Hökkenen here?
Why? We see Favaro appear there, so Favaro's jumped straight in front. Grevsted's back out again. Hedgecock's up into 6th, Kontos 5th, Nespolino 4th, Wolf 3rd, Herfjoyd in 2nd, and Erga in 1st place there as well. Wolf is up behind Herfjoyd. Herfjoyd's only got a 2-second gap over Erga at the minute. We've still got 10 minutes remaining here. But I think Leon's controlling this, isn't he? I think that's the thing. Erga really is controlling the gap.
Those two are right on the limit. They are racing at the end here, those two for the win. Wolf hasn't pitted yet, so he's still on the ones, but he's got 10 minutes to go. I do expect him in? But that has really caused chaos, really, because now Luigi's 4th. David suddenly is now P5 after all of this, after Hökkenen's had to pick again for some weird reason, and then David obviously crashing. So now, out of nowhere, he's getting some decent points, so he's not falling away from the championship at all. So I'm not sure how this is doing it, but closing, I think the championship is staying pretty close at the end of this one as well. After all of this.
Yeah, where will, if Wolf goes in now, 40 seconds seems to be the standard time. Hedgecock's only 49. So he's going to drop down behind Kontos, but in front of Hedgecock, is he not? Or have I been a bit loose on my maths there?
And we'll say that he's
40 seconds. Round it out.
He'll be behind David, yeah, but he'll be ahead of Hedgecock.
By about 9 seconds,
yeah,
if I'm not
mistaken.
mistaken.
Yeah, he should be good by 9, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how this one pans out. Whether or not Wolf on the 117s, has he? Oh, I don't know if he saved enough. Whereas Andre is such an enigma when it comes on to pits and stuff like that. I wouldn't really know what to say with him. Has he? Hasn't he?
He's got 7 to go, and they pitted. Let's say they all around lap 3 minutes in, didn't they? So, I reckon. Yeah, they did do over 20. He did 20. Everybody else did about 23. He's done 19 laps on this stint. I'm not exactly sure how many laps they did in the first stint on fuel. Did put a decent amount in as well. So I did reckon at the start when he did his first pit stop that he was going to have to pit again at about lap the 52-minute mark. So we'll see if I'm right if he pits this time by. We'll see. But I'd be very surprised if he did make it to the end because he's done a very good job of fuel saving and he managed to find himself in the podium positions if he has done that.
Absolutely. So we're going to see it. No, he's in.
I am.
Oh, look at you.
Definitely.
I tell you.
Oh.
Put you on countdown, mate. You got more stats than Carol Vorderman. As we can see, Wolf there giving us a flash there just to let us know that he is in. He's going to lose a place to Nespolino. Can he get in and out to Kontos? That's going to be the gap. Kontos is 5th place and is on his way down 9. Do you know what? I think Wolf's going to get this. I just got this funny feeling.
Well, he doesn't have to put a lot of fuel in, does he? He can go very soon. He's already done fuel-wise. I think he can get it out. He's got him, surely.
Yeah, Kontos is miles away. Wolf is up. Stellar job up into 4th place. Kontos didn't even get nowhere near him. We were wrong. Whereas we thought he dropped down between Kontos.
Well, to be fair to us, he's only taken 30 seconds in the pits. We thought he was taking about 40. He's taken 30 seconds in the pits there.
Yeah, so there we go. Kontos is down in 5th. Hedgecock 6th. Gradstad is down in 7th. Right up behind Hedgecock as these guys go into the last 6 minutes of racing. So we've got 6 minutes left here at Road Atlanta, remaining of this GT3 ASR race on track round 8. Don't forget, if you are here, subscribe, thumbs up, and turn on the bells for the notifications. And if you are watching it back, subscribe, thumbs up, and turn on the bells for notifications, because trust me, when we get to Road America next week, you are not going to want to miss that. That is going to be an epic race there. But Grabstad here looks like he's got the gap on Hedgecock. Brandon's about 45 seconds behind, so really Hedgecock does not even need to fight this gap if he does not need to. Can he hold Grabstad at bay? Hedgecock's looking on the very defensive line. If Grabstad's going to do it, he's got to do it down the outside. Hedgecock can go in a little bit deep. Pull on Max Verstappen at Brazil and hug the line. You've got to let the car drift it out there. And that is Grabstad. Unfortunately, it looks like he could be stuck there for another lap or so. But again, he's looking visually quicker. Can we get a track map, please, says Biggles as we go into the last 5 minutes. Grabstad's looking at going up too wide into turn 1. Here we go now. They're racing side by side. Can Hedgecock hold it round the outside? Hedgecock on the left, Grabstad on the right. Grabstad looks like he's got the job done as these guys go racing up into turn 2. Now going right, then they go left, dropping off through the S's, and Hedgecock looks like the job is done for him. And Grabstad is up into 6th. Hedgecock in 7th, up 4 places. Will happily tell me he is on target. He's got 46 seconds to the next car behind him. Doesn't really have to worry. The gap is there, actually. The gap to the leaders, so that's always interesting. But Brandon's up 6. Boltus is up 5. Ellis is up 7. Stellar job from James Ellis there. Wolf up 2. Contos up 2. Grosstead down 1. But he did pit twice.
Stellar job from Ellis with an engine change halfway through the race as well, as I mentioned. 7 places up as well. That's gone well.
Yeah, why didn't Ryan Martin take his pit stop though?
Was quick repair Ryan Martin? Oh yeah, that is a good question. Why didn't he? And Anger must have taken over. As no, he's not the only one that hasn't. Max Vox hasn't taken his.
Max Voss has been in the wall twice though, mate.
He has, yeah, but he didn't. I don't think he came into repair before again.
I think Janssen must have taken his quick repair because he's still in the pits.
Yeah, I think he's done his. I don't think David obviously hasn't taken his either. So. Yeah, it's more of a people decide with frustration or then. Yeah, Rick had total. He was in the pits for a total of 6.5 minutes. So it was, he sort of could be still repairing now. He's sticking with it. But yeah, it's what people decide if they give up easy or what if they think their race is done and yeah, it's like David just crashed late on. He would have probably got a quick repair and got in and got out and still been maybe even in the 10, but not what he was here to fight for. By Ryan didn't come back after his one. It was so early in the race as well, and he's probably all the practice he's put in. It's probably just in his mind. He's like, no, that's that done. To get a result out of this now and hold it there.
Herfoyd here has taken out half a second over Erger. The gap is out at 2.2. Was out at 2.6, 2.7 after the second pit stop. If Herfjord keeps going like this, they were both in the 1:16.945 respectively.
He pitted later than him and put less fuel in.
This could be close here, mate. If Herfjord can keep going. Why would then, if we're looking back at the Favaro-Nespolino situation, what do we think, though, Favaro, what was his job then? Because if he didn't take his fast repair and decided that was it, I'm done, I'm out. What was his, I don't know. Are you a quitter or are you a staying inner?
Well,
I probably shouldn't use quitter, actually, guys. That's probably the wrong word.
In this, I know there's the quick repair, but if I crashed in this, I don't know if I'll take it or not. Because, I don't know, I like the realism of crashing and being out. I like that a lot. So if I crash, if I have silly damage, like a little damage, I'll take it. But if I've done what James Ellis did earlier or something, I'd just be like, I'm out. If I've done a crash like that, I'll be like, yeah, no, I'm take it. But if I've had to take a tow, then I'm just done. But if I haven't had to take a tow and I can get it back to the pits, fine. But as soon as I take that tow, my own little realism in my own head, I'll be like, I'll sit the rest of it out. But as long as I can get the car back to the pits, and then I'll take a repair. But other than that,
okay. Yeah, I think, to be fair, I think I'm a bit more of a kind of persistent character, especially as we know within officials, the IRSR situation. Do you know what I mean? If I know that I'm in a IMSA and it's 45 minutes long and I'm stuck in the wall at, you know, barely 5-10 minutes gone, then I sit back and think, okay, well, I can kind of take some damage out of that 4X if I've been put there by a lovely official. Get my repairs done of 8 minutes, and then I might carry on just because I know I might be able to indent that 4X a little bit. Do you know what I mean? To try and sort of stop the damage. However, Herfjord here has dropped that gap down at 1.8. Was down at 1.7 at certain parts of the track. So we're on the last lap, I believe. Yes. Gotta be. The time's going to be out.
Time's going to be out, so yeah, we've got to be.
This is going to be the final lap of the race here, guys, for the Andy Store Racing GT3 round 8, sorry, from Road Atlanta. As we can see, Erga here will pick up on Erga as he comes across the line, so we can see Leon take the checkered flag here tonight. There we go, Barney the flag bearer. He's waving. I sound like that guy from Mr. Catchphrase. You know, with Mr. Chips. He's waving. Leon Erga in first. Austin Herfjord, excellent second place. Nespolino in third. Andre Wolf. Nespolino's not come across the line yet. Where is he? There he is. Nespolino at the bottom there comes across the line in third place. 14th place, Michael Berry is going to finish as well. He's down in 14th. So Michael Berry coming across the line there as well. As we wait for the other cars, there is Grabstad. He's going to be done. Brandon's finished as well. Oh no, Grabstad is not done. He's still out on track. There is Kontos. There, and job done for them guys. Well, it was a bit of a storybook kind of race, really. We had the, you know, Nespolino. We had Martin went out first, and then we had Nespolino, Favaro. Favaro looked like he was going to stay ahead, and then all of a sudden he went off, and then that was it. Herfjord got through. It's kind of a, you know, it was
for the incorrect DRS message there.
It was I've just listened to. Obviously, it sounds like the race control put up a little bit of a wrong message there, but there you go. But the story evolved, and Herfjord still manages to hold on to his podium, and Erga still kept the win.
Yeah, it was close. Erga had that completely under control for the entirety of it. It seemed.
Oh, well, you can't blame me for that.
He did well. That's the second win of the season as well, so that's going to boost him in championship. Oyston taking a good result. Luigi taking race managed to do well in the end after his spin. You know, bring it back to a P4. He'll be happy with that.
We did.
Yeah, Kontos is still in the fight, finishing P5 as well. So Kontos, it'll be interesting to see when we get the standings ready for next week, who and what has this done to our championship standings. But first, let's bring you up the results. Leon Erga from M&J Performance is currently taking the victory. Austin Herfjord is in second place. We'll get there in a minute. There we go. Luigi Nespolino in third for Leo Racing. Andre Wolf in fourth. David Kontos, JD Sim Racing in fifth. Hakan Grebstad is in sixth place. Adam Hedgecock in seventh. Good comeback for him. Goetz Gisegi, Martin Brandon, sorry, in eighth. Giseki in ninth. Boltus is in 10th. Weeder is in 11th after being involved in his own little accident. So is James Ellis in 12th as well. Stuck it in the wall, blew up his engine, got fast repair, come back out, finished in 12th place. Good job for him. Brower is in 13th. Berry is 14th. Notto down 3 laps in 15th place. Davide Favaro in 16th, being involved in an incident at the end of turn 1, literally right on the pit lane exit. Puts it into the wall, is 8 laps down. Rick Janssen is 17 laps down. Max Voss is 23 laps down. And Ryan Martin is 43 laps down. 3 laps in, unfortunately, for Ryan Martin. Spun it, and that was his race done and dusted. There we go, young sir. Another evening of great racing here from the Anti-Stall Racing League. put on tonight on the Anti-Stall Racing YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you are watching it back, subscribe, like, turn on the bells for notifications. If you are watching live, subscribe, like, and turn on the bells for notifications, because next week is Road America, and I know that that's going to be a spicy one, Wes.
Yeah, that should be absolutely fantastic. That one, I can't wait to see. Get into the close end of the season now. People starting to worry. We're starting to think more about the championship scene. Um, Good circuit. I like it. I haven't driven it too much, I must admit, but it is a good circuit, and I think it'll be good GT racing there. Intriguing to see about the 1 or 2 stop as always. I don't know how. I thought today would be an easy one. Turns out it was a definite 2. So I'm not sure what's going on. The last couple of races has been definite 2. So we'll see if we do return back to the 1 stopping. What?
Road America is going to be a different one. I think the difficult one. They've got the long straight, start finish straight. That long start finish straight is long. Then they've got the Marine sweep straight as well down into turn 5. And then it all gets a little bit wiggly round Canada corner, up round the carousel, the kink as well. That's got to be full flat as well. Otherwise, you're going to lose time. So I think I'd be very surprised, judging by what last year was as well, was a definite 2. I think maybe this year it's not going to be any different.
Might not be. Should be. We should have some interviews as always, I believe, as I try and get these standings updated as well at the same time, so we have them so we all know where everybody's at the end of that one. But yeah, it should be drag. Be there. Normally there is. I'm sure Leon will like to talk to us after his win.
Now, as we see if we can get some interviews sorted out for us, guys, from these absolute epic gladiators of racing here. So let's see how this one pans out and whether or not we can get anybody drivers in for a chat. As we see and see what we can.
We do actually have a budge waiting. Who do we want first? Should we take Leon first?
Yeah, let's take Leon Erger in first there down for an interview. Leon, good evening.
Oh,
Hello, how are you, young sir?
pretty good actually. Can't complain after such a race.
No, you kind of, led from start to finish. No real issues for you. I want to ask a question, if I may. Was there a hint, a even remote possibility that this was going to be a one-stop race?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Thanks for that. Do you know what, Leon? I was expecting some long philosophical answer there, but no.
Well, that's how clear it is.
That's how clear it is. What do we reckon of Road America? 1 or 2?
Well, I mean, long straights, half braking zones. It will be interesting. I guess it could be possible, maybe, but I'm not sure. I need to look at the numbers first.
Okay, no worries. Did you have this racing down? Now, me and Wes were sat here saying that you were managing the gap. Herfioid got a little bit close at the end. It was about 1.4 as you crossed the line. Did you have any doubts that he might catch you?
Yeah. I mean, its pace was definitely strong, and I after qualifying, I would have liked to open the gap up a bit more. But I just kept making few mistakes. I mean, I don't want to complain about a win, but from my point of view, it could have gone more smooth. And at the end, he really showed some pace. And yeah, I honestly was a bit surprised by how dark it was, and my pace suddenly disappeared a bit. So yeah, a few more laps, and that would have definitely been interesting. But yeah, I wouldn't have made it easy for him. That's for sure.
No, definitely not. We're just looking at the championship standings have been updated. You're now up into 5th place, currently 10 points off Luigi Nespolino, who is in first. So all to play for as we go into the last 2 races.
Yeah, that's good to know. Yeah, unfortunately I'll miss the next one. So yeah, that's too bad. I really messed up my schedule for this series this year. But yeah, for the last race I'll come back and see how far I can get up there. Definitely yeah, still to focus on that.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Leon Ergaday, your championship victor for tonight, for joining us in the booth.
Guys.
Christian?
Yeah, let's bring in Oyston into the booth there. That would be amazing. We are joined by our second place man, Oyston Herfjord, in the booth with us this evening. Oyston, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. A little bit tired now after 60 minutes of really trying to keep the gap as small as possible. But yeah, other than that, I'm fine.
Okay, I want to have a chat.
Yeah.
We were sat here. Were you in any shadow of a doubt going in towards the second pit stop that either Luigi Nespolino or Davide Favaro, before he obviously had an incident, was going to get any close to you? Because I said that there was, because Wes, we were talking about pit stop, saying that when those guys from Leo went in, whether or not you were going to cover them off. Now, we both sat here and agreed that I think that what we said was you should just go for it. They didn't get past you after their short second stint, and I don't believe they were fast. They were going to be able to catch you going into the last stint. Were you thinking about covering them off, or did you sit back and think, do you know what, I'm just going to carry on going, run into my race?
For when they both went in that early, I certainly considered it for a lap or two, maybe. But when they came out, they came out, was it half a second in front of me? Then they had underfueled at least 10, maybe even 12 liters. So then from then on, I could pretty much push as much as I wanted because I've filled to the brim at the first pit stop. So, but I definitely considered it. Those Italians are doing some funky strategies every race, it seems like. So
yeah, they were trying to they underfueled on their first stop by about 4 seconds.
Yeah,
they were trying to push. Now you saw Favaro in front of you, he was pushing like an absolute trooper until he made a mistake in 5, and then that's kind of where their strategy ended, we think, because once you got in front, Favaro just didn't look like he had an answer to get back past you.
Nah, I also think I might be wrong on that, but I think they ran a little bit higher wing than I did. So it seemed like I could sort of, if I got in front, that I could keep in front on the straights. They weren't like catching up very, very much. And when I was behind, I was catching up a lot. So I think they maybe ran a little bit higher wing than I did as well. So that probably didn't help.
Okay, next week, round 9, Road America. Are you going for a 1 or a 2 stop?
That's pretty much 100% 2 stop again, I think, like this one. I don't know. The long straights makes it hard to fuel save a lot. So, but I mean, I have to look at the numbers first. But I think most likely it's gonna be a 2 stopper. Yeah.
Oh, did you know what? You and Leon said exactly the same thing. We need to look at the numbers.
Yeah. Well,
Well, I just like to point out, me and Wes in the booth, we don't like the fuel saving. We just like tonight. We like flat out racing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have to agree. I think if we want a 2 stopper every time, just make the fuel cap 40%, and then we're gonna have some close racing all the way.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your second place, and thank you so much for joining us in the booth.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
No worries there. Right, let's see if we got any more, Mr. Wesley Wiggins.
I've got one for you, definitely.
Hey, as always, my man Adam Hedgecock jumped in the booth. Adam, how are you, young sir?
Young sir, that's very kind of you. Oh, I'm doing all right, bud.
You know, I'm all right, mate. I couldn't exactly call you anything else, could I, really? You know, I think, you know, there might be some turned eyebrows as if I turned around and said anything other than young. So, but I'm all good, mate.
I don't know. I turned 40 in 2 weeks.
Mate, I'm turning 44 in 2 weeks as well. What date is that?
13th.
Oh, I'm a week later, 21st.
Oh.
All the best people are in August, though, mate.
I know, right? All those Christmas party babies, that's what we are.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there was obviously a shortage of electric during the month of December, weren't there, back in our day? You know what I mean? Clearly, the TV, well, there wasn't much of a TV, and clearly my parents and your parents had other plans, mate.
Absolutely.
Right, anyway, instead of us just sitting here having a good old chinwag and talking about nothing bar relevant to the racing. All right, so we're up 4, we're in 11th place.
Yes.
Just, I don't even want to ask this question really. Where was you aiming for? And don't tell me 7th.
So I aim for the top 10. Every
Right,
week I aim for the top 10. And Ryan gave me a tow for my lap. We was going to set some bankers. He gave me a tow and got me a pretty reasonable time. So then I was trying to help him, and Ryan was he was struggling a bit tonight. The setup he'd been practicing with just didn't feel the same. He just wasn't comfortable, and we spent most of the quali trying to get him a lap, because in the practice he was right up there. He was pretty damn quick. But it just didn't work out in quali, which meant that he started lower than he wanted to, and obviously I started outside the top 10.
right. Okay.
You sound in shock. That you wasn't expecting an actual answer.
No, I thought you were going to go to, I'm planning for 7th. It's fine. What happened to Ryan then? Because obviously he didn't finish the race. He went out. We were talking about it, whether or not you would take the old fast repair and get Ryan back in. Did he not want to recover from what happened?
He was not best pleased with how he was driving this evening, and took the option to step aside for the evening. He felt that it was the best course of action for him, which is fair. We've all been in that situation, haven't we? Like we have an accident, and sometimes you just want to step away just for a little bit, because it's not feeling too good. So yeah, that's why he didn't come back out. But he'll be back next week, and he'll be right up there again, no doubt.
Absolutely. And what about yourself? You had a fairly good race. You got caught at the end by Gradstad and that. And did you think about fighting them harder, or was you quite happy just kind of letting them go and running your own thing?
Well, at the start of the race, I was having a nice battle with the Team Netherlands racing guys.
Janssen,
Vedder and Janssen.
Yeah.
We had a nice battle. We were all around the same sort of pace, and we were kind of there wasn't much overtaking going on, but we were right there with each other. It was going to go the distance, but unfortunately they both had incidents, which was a real shame, which meant I was kind of on my own for a long time again. So when Grabstad come behind me, I thought, you know what? He's quicker than me. He's going to overtake me, but let's have a little bit of fun. Let's go defensive. Let's make him work for it, and let's have a couple of corners of overtaking. Spice it up a little bit.
Well, at the end of the day, we are in a race, mate.
Absolutely.
It's not a ballet, is it? You don't have to just straight move out of the way.
No, absolutely. I'm realistic. I know where my race is. I was the same in Israq when we were doing that. I know where my pace is. I'm used to being mid-pack, so I just try to minimize time lost rather than positions gained, if that makes sense. So yeah, a couple of corners side by side, get you guys excited, and let him go on his way, because I know that he's not my race.
Amazing, get you guys excited, dude. I don't need hardly any encouragement to get excited about a race, and I gotta be honest. You know what I mean? Let's forget who you're talking to here. You know what I mean? I don't have to drink me 16 cans of Red Bull before I jump into the broadcast booth. I gotta be honest. I survive on my own natural energy. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're going into Road America next week, mate. What's your thoughts?
Well, I need to check the numbers.
Oh, give over. Don't even go in there with me. I don't want to hear it. I've already heard that from Leon Erger and Oystein Herfjord. You both come in and went, I need to check the numbers. I was like, that's not what I want. Look, the championship standings are up now. You're in 8th place.
I'm happy with that. Right on target too. No, I'm happy with 8th. I look at the guys ahead, and I'm, again, realistic. They're quicker than me. I'll take opportunities when they have issues, but they're quicker than me. So 8th is probably where I would want to be, like the best of the rest, behind the super quick guys. A couple of races to go, might pick up a place maybe if they have issues, but no, definitely happy with it. And Road America next week, love the place. hopefully he can stick in the draft train a little bit and maybe pick up a higher spot than usual.
Absolutely, and I don't want to see you one stopping it, mate, because I tell you, if I were to see Mr. Adam Hedgecock lifting and coasting, I'm not going to be happy.
Oh, I don't do that. You know, I've got a lead foot. You're likely to see me 3-stop.
Free stop. Free stop partly because the first one I put it in the wall or something at the end of turn 5.
Yeah.
As always, mate, it's been a pleasure for jumping in the booth with me this evening, and look forward to seeing you next week at Road America.
Absolutely, chat. Have a good one.
And you, mate. Take care. Right, there you go, guys. That was a good friend of mine, Mr. Adam Hedgecock, jumping into the booth, as always, having a good old chinwag with me, as we normally do. Sorry about the beginning. We were going to get to the interview, but we got a little bit sidetracked, just having a good old chinwag. It's always good to catch up with friends, and that's what we do when he jumps into the booth. So, Wes, any final words on the racing this evening?
Well, we finished, and we're level on points by the top 2. That. That's how you won a championship, isn't it? Level on points.
Absolutely.
Going into the final 2, and the 2 cars behind them aren't, the 3 cars behind them aren't. It's extremely close. They're all saying about seeing the numbers. Well, they don't think it'll be possible because of the long straights in Road America. So let's hope that it will be a straight up 2-top race. And smart idea there by Austin to say about just change it to 40% fuel next season. He's head screwed on. He knows what to do. He wants fast racing. He doesn't want to lift and coast, and he's joint leading the championship. So that's good to hear that the drivers, they're not here just to lift and coast. They want to race, and they race fast.
Absolutely. So there we go, guys. That is the final word from our stats man in the back. The man with the information. The man who's got more information than the internet. So you need to know anything, just dear Mr. Wesley Wiggins in the Andy Stall Racing Discord there.
There's 120 points left on offer here.
Well, there you go. Told you. Just as we say, he's got stats coming out, isn't he? He just can't help it. So he's absolutely full of stats tonight. So well done there as well. So that's it, guys. That rounds up the Andy Stall Racing GT3 Round 8 from Road Atlanta. And always, guys, from myself and Wes in the background there. You all take care. Have a safe week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.